As the market is shifting, so are buyers' mindsets, and a lot of transactions are now starting to fall out of escrow. Here's what you can do as a seller to help protect yourself and make sure you can have a smooth transaction that's gonna close. Hello everybody and welcome back. Happy Tips Tuesday. I'm Gary Massa with Massa & Associates, and today we're talking about a couple of tips to help you sellers out there get through some of the most stressful parts of the transaction process and help identify the right buyer up front. So what we're talking about today is, as the market's starting to shift, a lot of buyers in the last 6 to 8 months have been involved in just massive, crazy negotiations and auction-like atmospheres trying to get the home, right? There's a few strategies of how buyers are winning the home, and one of them that we're starting to find, again, once they win the home, buyer's remorse always sets in. It's just a nature. They might have overpaid or removed certain criteria from or protections from their contract to remain more competitive. And after they win the house, like, oh my God, did I really just do that? Well, the thing that we're starting to see now is either it's a strategy that buyers are using from the very beginning to overbid, secure the house, and then tear apart the house in home inspections or whatever the case to just find a way to beat that price back down and come back and ask for a ridiculous $100,000 repair request or something that just doesn't really line up, or that buyer, even if that was not their intention, they see a couple of hurdles coming and they're just not that confident and they just back out because they get scared and they feel like they've realized they may have overpaid or that they're just not that comfortable with the house. So how do you avoid that from happening? I'm going to talk today about two things: interview process of those buyers agents and that buyer, trying to make sure that you get the right motivated buyer, and then secondly, pre-home inspection. So first of all, there's an interview process as a listing agent that you can take, or as a seller, your agent can take, to make sure that you're finding the real motivations for those buyers, that they love the home, etc. Because again, if those buyers are motivated, if there's a little problem, they're going to do what they can to pull through it. The other type of buyer that we're finding is locking it up and then trying to beat the process down. The thing is that I've always been on the fence about pre-market home inspections for various reasons. If you're considering it, I can give you the second side of it. But what we found to be of value to the sellers and buyers in this market right now, or this market climate, is that if we're able to provide the seller disclosures and the full home inspection up front, whether the seller's made some improvements or made some of those corrections or repairs that they found, whether or not that's the case, by providing all of these disclosures up front, the buyers know exactly what they're getting into. They can ask for the repairs up front. The seller could even state that they're not willing to do any repairs. At least everybody's on the same page and you set the right expectations from up front. Therefore, when it comes down to that day 17, contingency removal process, it removes a lot of the stress. Are they going to go forward? Or are they going to come back and hit me with a huge repair request that we're not going to be willing to do, and huge negotiations? It really minimizes that need for the stress. So again, we're finding that that's really helping a lot of our escrows close a lot more smoothly, creating a great experience for everybody involved, our seller clients as well as the buyer. Again, all we want is to have a great experience for everybody, keeping it professional and just moving people into their new home and onto their next house. So any questions that you have, please don't hesitate to leave me a comment below, or any of my agent friends. Do you have any other suggestions that you'd like to share on how to help keep a more smooth transaction process and eliminate or lower the amount of transactions that are falling out of escrow? Because no one likes to work twice as hard and sell a home 2 or 3 times. That's just an emotional roller coaster for everybody involved. So leave your comments below. Thanks again for joining me today. We'll see you next time.